Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I have another pickups video for you here. Some fairly interesting stuff today, actually. Pretty good deals all around. And the last item here is something that has quite a bit of value. So I was really happy when I picked it up because I didn't really know what it was worth. And when I kind of got home and I was checking the prices on things, I was just blown away by what price charting was saying about this one. So I'll get started immediately. The first thing I'll show you here, something I got off of eBay really cheaply. It's game related, but you know, nothing, it's not a game or anything like that. What it is it's these bits for opening up different cartridges and things like that. The reason why, I already have these, but the reason why I got these ones is that they looked a little more durable than the ones that I originally bought. The original I originally bought were made with this like black kind of metal. I'm not sure what exactly the metal was, but the one for opening up NES cartridges, which is, and I can't remember the size, this one's like 3/8 or something. Yeah, this one's 38, and the one that's 4.5, which is this guy right here, was opening up Genesis cartridges, but I could never really get a good grip on the bolt and stuff like that. So when I could open them up, but I had a tendency not to be able to close them up very tightly. And I was hoping that this might fix the problem, something that seemed a little more durable than the ones that I, originally had or whatever. So hopefully that fixes my Genesis problem. The NES one seemed to work fine. It's just the Genesis type one that didn't work. So hopefully, like I said, that'll fix that problem. The next thing here is stuff that I actually got on a Kijiji deal. The guy had posted a number of different games, and he had like really wacky prices on them. I don't know where he was getting his pricing from. So strange though. For instance, he had a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. He wanted 20 bucks for it. And then he had some other, I can't remember off the top of my head. Some other like really common game he wanted $10 for and things like that. And then the ones I picked out though, he wanted $5 each for. The first one here is Goonies 2, which is basically worth that much. So, you know, I thought I'd pick it up. But the reason why I actually got this one was I didn't want the guy catching on to one of the other games that definitely is worth more than $5. So the next one here, and I threw it in just to chuck in with the system. Unfortunately, its label is really beat up, but it's Super Mario World. Now, when I messaged the guy, this happened a few days ago, right when the ad went up. I messaged him. I said I wanted these 3 games that I'm about to show you the third one, and I said that, you know, I could pick them up, kind of thing. And then he was like, "Well, I'm not doing anything tomorrow," and then he ended up going out and doing stuff for Canada Day and so on and so forth. So I was eventually able to pick them up today. He said that someone else had messaged him and that they were interested, but the problem was they couldn't test them. The guy didn't have a system to test them on, and so that he didn't want them. And luckily that left the window open for me to get them. And what I'm going to do right now is I haven't cleaned the cartridge. It's really dirty, but I did clean along here, and I did go inside and clean the contacts and tighten everything up inside and clean the inside, so I could test this for you. So let's find out if the save battery actually works on this one, and I'll cut to that right now. Alright, so Super Mario World, a little beat up, but really it works perfectly, so that's wonderful. What I'm going to do with this is I'll end up bundling this with a system that I'm going to be selling, and you know, that'll just be like incentive. I'll basically throw that one in kind of for free. The next one has a little bit better label. The cartridge is still in pretty rough shape though. It'll clean up nicely. And I did basically the same thing with this one. I have opened up the inside of it. I cleaned out the contacts. The Mario World was absolutely disgusting. This one was actually a little bit cleaner on the inside. and label wise it's in definitely better shape. It's Super Mario All-Stars, and for this I paid $5, which is what I was going for. That's what was so strange. You know, he had like Turtles for the NES, which is, you know, not a very pricey game. It wasn't one of the more valuable titles. In there he had a number of other like really common kind of titles, and for some reason for this one he only wanted $5. So I jumped all over that. This is the player's choice version of this. Again, this is going to be a system seller for me because I already have this game, but for $5 for Super Mario All-Stars in my neighborhood, that's a killer deal. People are asking upwards of $30 for this locally. Online, I know the price charting says this is about $15, but you're never going to get that in Canada for $15. There's no way. So $5 for that. Let me just test this out though right now, because like I said before, he said he hadn't had a chance to test them, he didn't have a system. So I'll cut to that right now and we'll see if this one's saved battery works. Alright, so that's great again. Obviously this works, so that's wonderful. You know, $5, I can't believe that kind of killer deal. You know, like that's like thrift shop prices around here, so that's really wicked to be able to get that off Kijiji. You don't really find that kind of thing these days. Now moving on, I went into my usual routine, going around different thrift shops in town, and I went home with absolutely nothing. Earlier on in the day, went home, had lunch, went to pick up my son from daycare, and he has this saying he says when he wants to go to, you know, the thrift shops and stuff like that, and he'll tell me, he'll say, "Dad, pop tags." He's only 2 in a little bit, so, you know, he doesn't have like always full sentences or anything like that, so he'll say, "Dad, pop tags," and I'm like, alright, so I take him to one of the value villages that I've already been at that day, and lo and behold, suddenly they had some stuff. I checked earlier and they had nothing. Same old stuff that they've had for the longest time that hasn't been selling. And they had a few things. So one of the things that I picked up here for $3.99 was an NES Zapper. And I know some people are probably wondering, like, don't you have a ton of those already? The only difference between that and this one is that this is the gray model, which I did not have. I have the orange model kind of thing. So pretty cool right there. I don't totally know, like, if it's in the world's greatest shape, and I don't know if it's operational, and technically speaking I have no way of testing it because I don't have an old tube television, but still I'll definitely need to clean it up because it is pretty nasty, but pretty cool right there. And then moving on, I mentioned this in one of my previous videos and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on the hunt for this controller. I keep saying it sort of over and over again, and I keep finding them recently, which is really great. And it's a blue PS2 controller, and again that was $4, which I'm more than happy to pay because I really wanted to get another one of these for my collection. This is in really good shape actually, minus the fact that you know, it's kind of dirty, but otherwise it's in pretty decent shape. Let me just unravel this here. There we go. Looks pretty good to me. I kind of checked out the joysticks and stuff like that. They feel really good. Everything's tight, and now I have another one of these, which basically completes my need for these blue controllers. So that's pretty awesome right there. Now I have like all blue controllers for my system, which I really like just because I really like the look of that controller. So that's awesome. Moving on from that though, this is what I actually spotted when I first walked into the store, and I was blown away by the fact that it was sitting there waiting for me. It's Gauntlet Dark Legacy for the Game Boy Advance. I've never seen this before, but it looks pretty interesting, and obviously a Gauntlet game, and you know, on the GBA, so that's really awesome. For that there I paid $6, which I think is well worth it. So it's in pretty decent shape. There is a small like little bit of a rip right there and some wear in the corners and stuff like that, but pretty decent final box game, and everything's in there. I'm not going to open it up right now just because I don't want to butcher it, but you know, like the games in there, cartridge or the manuals and stuff like that. We'll open it up a little bit, and the game's actually still in its plastic, so that's pretty awesome right there. And then finally, and this is the deal of the day basically. I don't know if price charting is being realistic about the price on this game. I don't know how rare this game is, but for some reason it was telling me that this is a pretty pricey game. So I'll show it to you right now. It's called Demi Kids, which is part of the Shin Megami Tensei series. This is the light version, so pretty cool right there. Again, one problem with it is the top of the box here is a little bit squished. Hopefully I can flatten that and reduce all that, but I'm not going to pull it all the way out, but you can see there's the cartridge right there, and then the manual and everything's underneath, so this is in really pretty decent shape. For that, again, I paid $6, which is a pretty awesome deal when you actually know the real value of this, which obviously I'll show you. So pretty amazing score all around. Not a whole lot of stuff. Like I said, it's been pretty dry out there up until basically this point. A lot of the stuff that you've seen in my videos lately has been mostly trades for the most part. So, you know, I've been hitting up the thrift shops pretty much every single day and haven't really found a lot until I found these today, which just absolutely blew my mind that they were there, because I was only going there just because you know, my son wanted to go there basically, so maybe I'll leave it up to him. Maybe he has some intuition about this kind of stuff. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.